Hey friends, welcome to this episode of Friend Fusion. And like every other episode, it is rich. Friend, listen, I brought a friend with me today that I know is in a season where she can just pour, bless, and leave us with nothing but even more for us to go and pour, because it just kind of overflows. The abundance is here, the conversation, y'all, it is so rich, it's so profound. And I just feel like if you're in a place right now where things are not anything like you could have imagined them to be, right? It's totally different. You're not with the people you thought you would be with. You're not in the environment you thought you would be in. My friend today has a testimony, listen, that God is steady. You don't want to miss this episode of Friend Fusion. Stay tuned.
Friend Fusion. Marker and action.
Hey friends, I'm Trinity Mitchell, better known as your friend Tran, and welcome to this episode of Friend Fusion. Y'all, a few years ago, I was invited to an event where I was just beginning to do all the things that I'm doing now. I was very uncertain about the direction I wanted to go, but I knew that God had already ordered my steps. And in Him doing so, I met this beautiful, remarkable young lady who sits on the couch with me today. While I was there, she sang one of her hit songs, and I was like, I'm still right now enamored by the experience of her presence. And I know some people, you meet them and they're beautiful and that's it, that's all. But there was something about this spirit that I had encountered that I just had to know. And I'm so glad she stopped playing me to the left. Y'all, welcome to the set of Friend Fusion, the one and only Kirby.
She'll tell you a joke, but never a lie, honey. Because I had to apologize. I said, Trent, I'm going through grief, baby. I for a year. I said, girl, I got to apologize to you. Please have me back. And she was gracious enough.
Yes.
She got the text to prove it. I said, I'm sorry, girl. Will you have me in Jackson?
Yes,
I'm here.
I'm so grateful for you. I think the timing happened when it needed to happen. Yeah.
Ain't God like that, though?
Yeah. Every time we try to go outside of His timing, it doesn't work. And so I'm grateful that we were able to make this happen in His time.
Yes,
it's
girl.
good.
Post baby and everything. You
Yes.
She snatched in real life. Dare I say, girl, the waist is not there. You look great.
Thank you. So do you. You look so good. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, girl.
You are doing so many amazing things.
We trying, girl. Mississippi 662-601. Let them know.
You see? You see?
Yeah, we're trying to put on.
Yeah. And I think it's so funny because when people look at not just my platform, but even yours, they're like, they from Mississippi?
Yeah.
And there are beautiful, great things
so many great
right
things.
here in Mississippi.
When you told me people don't know that you're from Mississippi, I said, baby, they can't have heard you talk. I think
What's
you
going
just
on?
said they got cornbread in your voice. It's like you can hear it. You can feel
You can hear
it.
the crumbs. What's going on?
The grease, the crumbs, all of it, baby.
Yes.
You hear the oil.
Yes.
Yes.
I think they have a hard time processing that something so beautifully and aesthetic could be here.
Yeah.
And I love that we get to show them that God is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially on this soil.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, how you feeling, sis?
Oh my gosh, I'm happy to be here, baby. I'm in Jacktown.
Yeah.
Sonic Boom. I'm just glad. I told myself this year, I said, I want to go. It's not really about going wider. It's about going deeper. And I said, who better to start the year off than just talking to somebody like you? You know, I feel like you come here and you're held accountable and it's a safe enough space where you can just be transparent. So, girl, I'm ready to talk and air it out. I ain't got no dirty laundry, but if I do, girl, find it and let's put it on the couch.
Let's talk about all the things, right? Well, I told Kirby, y'all, when I came in today, because I had one direction I wanted to go, but the Lord divinely, just shifted it for me as I was, getting ready and prepared to come in today to the studio. And so I act like everything is worked because it really is worked. I said, come in today. But
yeah, you did.
as I was preparing to come in today, I just heard finding the good in everything. And I came in and I was like, Kirby, I got to reframe because I have to trust what I hear.
Yeah.
I try not to make Friend Fusion a home for Christians, but I try to make it a home for God's love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, and hear me say that whether you're a believer or not, I even invite you to do that. Like, make it, just invite God's love, because sometimes it seems like it can be a lot to find the good in everything, and it can feel so deeply spiritual. But I'm okay with in this season of my life, and I'm inviting everyone watching, all of our friends watching, to just invite God's love. And that's how you start to, for me, I feel like that's how we personally start to find the good in things. Because you love me, even though this was bad, you know, but because you love me, this happened as a result. You turned it, what should have been the worst thing to the best thing, and so on and so forth. And so I guess I'll just start by asking you, when you hear the words finding the good in everything, what resonates for you?
Oh man, I hear in my spirit quickly was the word acceptance, because for me, I like things to be a certain way at a certain time, and I think for me in my journey, Trinity just recently discovered I'm older than her, y'all. So she's shook by that. Okay, she's shook. Okay, because she's 21, I'm 24.
Right.
At this young age of 24. But in all seriousness, I've learned that, like, oh my gosh, God, my timeline does not necessarily add up to the reality of my life. And so I've started my year being like, okay, God, what if this is exactly where you wanted me to be, even though this isn't who I imagined I would be at this time? So trying to find his goodness in a reality that I just did not see, and reframing my mind to the point that I look at this. Sometimes I look at my life and I say, I must have taken a wrong turn. Like, what man caused me? Who was I dating that got me so far off that I'm here now? But I said, dare I say, you know, what if I'm possibly exactly where I'm supposed to be at the height that I'm supposed to be as well? And I think that to me is when you say trying to find God's love in everything. It's like, God, even in this season, you're here. You desire for me to be here. It soothes the questioning that I can sometimes have for you know, life. And how things worked out.
I have been recently asking God to reveal to me what he had in mind when he started to craft me.
What you hearing?
It's not necessarily what I'm hearing, it's what he's revealing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see it happen more and more and more. I'm like, because I feel like so many times, like you, a lot of us, we start to look at our timeline, the things that we wanted, and we grow disappointed. And actually, our lives are much better the way they are than what we would have for them to be. And it's funny because you'll think like and maybe you have experienced this, so you'll think you want one thing until you got it.
Until you got it. And you say, oh, I didn't see that over in the corner.
You know?
You didn't see that over in the corner.
I didn't see that in them shadows.
Girl, I didn't see that in the closet.
Do you hear me?
All the teens behind the pillows, girl. I didn't see that.
The room looked beautiful.
Girl, it looked so beautiful. I didn't know that was behind the door.
You know what? And then you raised the mattress and some of everything was under there.
It's the smell. You just don't imagine.
You can't see it yet.
See it, girl.
But you can smell it.
Girl, my therapist, honey, I talked to her. I said, you know what? I just have such a big imagination. But she said, Kirby, when you imagine things, you don't imagine the challenge. You don't imagine, oh, I was going to have to go overcome this hurdle in order to, you know, be in this place. And so I think it's allowed me to give myself grace because, like you said, we be praying for stuff and you don't know. God can see. He is providential. He can see the entire thing, baby. Yes,
and he's literally allowed some things to take place so that you would be in place for what he really wants to do.
Yeah.
And it seems like you have, and I'm like, this studio is a result of that.
Girl.
I don't mean to start this thing like this.
Started.
But like seriously, even like our new studio, all of these things that are happening currently in my life is a result of me feeling like a gut punch. Like, what we gonna do now? You tell me I got a 1-year-old and I gotta question the things, and like in just a matter of 6 months, like God, like it was the most beautiful tornado. Because when everything had been blown away, I found myself like a tree planted. You understand what I'm saying? Like ooh, girl, I gotta calm down, because you know, like sometimes, like life makes you feel like it can bend you in so many different directions.
Yes.
And it's like the winds, they have a way of making you feel like you have no balance. Only for God to remind you that you are anchored.
Anchored in Him.
You know what I'm saying? Like He got you. And I've been saying like 2025, like really, last year was really hard for me and my husband. It was challenging. Like it was so ghetto. Like when cause
let me say, we can see it from the outside looking in, Trey.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I love about it, baby. You can see it from the outside.
You can see the aesthetic, but you don't know what's under
the mattress.
You see?
Look, it's all tied in. Working out, God. It's all tied in. Look.
You know what I'm saying? The house is beautiful. Then you get on the inside and you're like, what's going on?
Girl, where's the mold?
But and it wasn't a facade of anything. It was just God's covering, His grace and His favor. But it was so hard. But what I realized is sometimes when we're experiencing those heavy winds, we don't realize those winds are orchestrated by God.
Even though
it's a full remodel. It's the most beautiful tornado, and you can't always sense it. You can't always feel it. It doesn't always look like it, but sometimes God just removes the things He needs to remove so that you will be exactly where you need to be, even if you move in the tornado. When you find after everything is finished, you may be one of the only ones still standing.
Girl.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you were moved and so.
And what He's had to teach me, Trinity, is when I'm in that tornado, stop trying to hold on.
You see?
To the house that He blowing, honey, to the man that He's, because I like my safety, you know? And so I realized this at the top of this year, I said, God, I want to experience the things that I didn't will to be. Like I really haven't, I know people say be real specific in your prayers, but I've kind of had to put that down and say, Lord, what do you really want for me? You know, I've been one of those people, I've always tried to, if you're trying to leave my life, honey, I've experienced death at an early age, so it's made me kind of hold on to people a little bit more than usual. But I said, God, this year, I just want to surrender and be like, Lord, I want things and people in my life that I can plan for them to be here if it was my best idea, that I can't give nobody the credit to, but God, that's what I want to experience this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the season you didn't understand What's the season you didn't understand while you were in it, but you're grateful for it now?
Girl, I would have to say I'm in that season. I really I've just ended my publishing deal. For those of you who don't know, if you're a songwriter, that's the deal that helps you get placement and writing and all those type of things. I don't have a manager right now, an agent that book shows, like a lot of the things that, you know, I just put out a project. So to have my team be so empty, it's scary. And I don't know exactly how things are going to end, but I really do trust that, like you said about the tornado, that God sometimes has to just clean house, you know? And so I think I'm in that season of I don't necessarily know what the next step is. And I'll tell you this, it's scary. I don't know, you probably connect on this as well, choosing to really be an entrepreneur, choosing to be a singer. I wake up sometimes and I'm like, girl, you really did not go to school to be a doctor? Like, you really said I'm going to sing for a living? Like, this is a real thing? And so I think it's something about hitting those 30s, specifically your mid-30s, when you just kind of are like, oh, Lord, like, I want to make sure I'm good at 45, 55 going forward. And so I think I'm just in a season right now of I have to trust because I don't necessarily know how things are going to end, but I trust that He has me. And I have to look back on what He's brought me through in order to kind of carry me through where I am now. But it's different because as you get older, I didn't expect my faith leaps to be as big as they still have required me to be. I thought about leaping really big in your 20s. You know, by the time you hit 30, I just got to do like look cute little faith leap. Like, yeah, girl, I'm just taking a look. It's like, oh God, you want me to move across the country again? You know, and so I think that's my thing that God has taught me. Like, oh, the faith leaps do not stop. Because you get older, they actually get bigger. You know,
my husband helped me to see that. He was explaining to me how faith is something that is supposed to grow. He said it starts as a seed, but so many people get stuck on all we need is faith the size of a mustard seed.
Girl, it don't stay there.
It doesn't stay there. Yeah.
And it's never been taught that way.
Mm-hmm.
That as you water that seed, that
Yeah,
it's going to grow.
It's
And what
going
does
to
it
grow.
require of you?
Yeah.
And so it's required me. And
Mm-hmm.
and as I get older, I'm like, okay, God, I didn't know that I would have to be okay with emotions like embarrassment and uncertainty, or just being unsure, because I thought that at a certain age maybe those things kind of stop, but it's like, okay, God, I still gotta stretch.
Yeah.
I still have to stretch.
Can we like talk about how it could be as an adult to experience some of those high school feelings?
Girl, what?
Where
Like the
you
lunch
feel
table? What,
the
girl?
lunch table, the lunch table embarrassment, or not fitting in.
Oh, girl.
But in your adult body,
I'm
you know.
gonna tell you a funny story. I went to an event, a Hollywood event last year with my mom, and I was surrounded by, like, everybody was there. It was every Black woman that was somebody in Hollywood. And I remember sitting in a room and being like at this table, and I was like, I don't know a lot of people. And I felt like, oh my gosh, like, this is that high school feeling. Not that the girls were mean or anything like that, but just that feeling of like, oh my goodness, like I'm at a table, like I want to, go say hi, but you kind of still feel like that high school feeling of kind of wanting to fit in. I feel like doesn't grow old, but I have to challenge that and reframe that and be like, Kirby, you're not the 17-year-old, 16-year-old little girl that was scared to like approach the table or wanted to be at the popular table. Don't you be afraid to go up to nobody. Don't you be afraid to even sit at the table by yourself. I think that's my thing. If I'm at the table by myself, that means something is wrong, because in high school it was.
Yeah.
But as an adult, that I have to train my mind that if I'm at the table by myself, matter of fact, at this age, I probably own the table. But if I'm at the table by myself, it doesn't mean that something's wrong. It might be because I didn't invite somebody, or that somebody is just on the way, or at this season of my life, I just need to be at the table by myself. But I think that's probably the thing I have to tackle. It's like, girl, if you at this table by yourself, that isn't a signal that you're off the path,
That's so good. I was talking to my older cousin today, and she was sharing with me how invested we are in getting to know other people.
Girl.
And she's talking to me like as a big sister, because we were raised as sisters. And she's like, but it's really important that you continue to want to know you.
Yeah.
As much as invested as you are in getting and being curious about other people, if you're not curious and getting to know you, you're going to fail every time. And so I think when we think about sitting at that table alone, it can feel as though something is wrong because we're by ourselves. And sometimes that is the best thing that can be happening, because we're actually getting the opportunity to see what we like. You remember we talked in the green room about ordering a la carte?
Yes, come on, tie that in.
Sometimes when you're sitting at the table with a lot of people, you have to take the table appetizers.
Baby, what they want.
And
I'm vegetarian, baby. And they order nothing but shrimp. I'm just like, I guess I'm going to eat this shrimp today, because you want to fit in. And I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So if it's a group of people at the table, it is definitely not going to be about me. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, but I didn't, It's like, no, I want the table to be pleased. I want y'all to eat. If I got to sit and watch y'all eat, I'm just, especially with family, just be happy to be there. But no, I think, I don't know who taught us that, or when we're supposed to learn that we have to ask ourselves questions about what it is that we desire. I think growing up as a Black Southern woman, so much about our experience is the ability to cater, the ability to be hospitable. How well can you serve, And so a lot of times, we're not sitting up thinking about what I want to eat.
Yeah.
It's what somebody else wants.
And to this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
I know that speaks to you because you're a mom, So yeah. It's the being alone, the privilege of being alone at the table, really is an invitation to ask yourself some questions. Yeah.
An invitation to ask yourself some questions.
Yeah.
What's the hardest question you've asked yourself lately?
If God says no, will you still choose to be happy? If I was reading about the parable of the talents this morning, and I group text my friends. I said, if God has given you a talent, you have a responsibility to share that, because I do feel like social media is just, it's so easy to compare, right? And so I think the thing that I wrestle with, of course, is like, okay, God, like, if you don't say, if I'm never Grammy nominated, if that's something I've always had on my vision board, but God, if that's not your will for me, will I still choose to be happy? Because my purpose on this earth ain't to win Grammys. Because I need to know what type of song I was singing to win it, what type of mental space I was singing people into. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of spiritual responsibility when it comes to being a musician. So I think for me, I've had to really say, God, if I have made marriage an idol, if I made being a mother an idol, take all of that stuff down. And if you are saying to me, in anything that I have desired in my life for a long time, no, give me the grace to be happy. Because I have to learn to be thankful. You know, we're getters.
Yeah.
You know, you get the studio, baby, you're going to want to plant the next one. Let's talk about it. You're going to want the one in Texas.
It came into my brain.
You already know. You said, we can take this around the world. But it's like, when we're in that season of like, okay, when everything isn't about expansion, I'll speak for myself personally, it's like, okay, God, I have to ask myself the question, Lord, if you tell me no, am I just thankful that I'm in relationship with you? Can I be really just thankful for what I have right now? And to be honest with you, it's hard because I always want more. And when I get something that I prayed for, I don't even stay in it long enough to just sit in it, because I'm thinking, okay, like, all right, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. But am I really being present with the fact that this was on the prayer board for a long time and now it's here? But I think that's my big question, God. If you don't fulfill these things that I have laid before you because you didn't say it was your will, can I still choose to walk on this earth in purpose and be happy? If I'm single, child, my stomach growling. If I'm single, I hope y'all ain't hear that, but if y'all hear that, y'all know it's just a real interview, baby. We fasting. You know, if I'm single, if I'm not a mom, these are things I truly want. But if you say no to those, if the name is not bigger than, if it capped today, if I never go viral again, can I still say I'm gonna walk this earth and be grateful? And I'm learning.
I think it's so easy for us to just get so caught up in all the beautiful things that we've experienced that we lose the awe of God. This episode is great, right, friend? I know. Join me for more episodes just like this one in my Patreon community. That's patreon.com/yourfriendtrend. I cannot wait to connect with you in real time. Like you talked about, realizing that the prayer that you prayed has now been answered and being present in it. That's quite literally the awe of God. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen the way you thought it would. It didn't happen sometimes with the people you thought it would happen with, but it still happened. And because we're so driven, right? Before we could even just say, Lord, thank you. It's here, it happened. We're like, oh, let me go do this next thing. Oh, this thing is happening. And so when we're like that, we start to lose our awe.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
And I feel like, for me personally, I'm getting back to my prayer pauses, which I call power pauses.
Oh, I like it.
Where I am consistently praying throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like, because I think oftentimes when you just get in the habit of being an adult, you open your eyes. If you remember to say, Lord, thank you, you say, Lord, thank you for today or whatever, you keep going and all the things, and then again at night. But the thing is, God is always talking. And I just can't help but wonder, if you have not invited God into your day and into every moment, what are you missing?
What are you missing?
Giving God an invitation into your everyday things helps you not to lose awe. So in moments where something happened that is completely undeserved, your response is not, what can I do next? What can I do bigger? It's He did it. With the little that I had or with the nothing that I had. Because like even like your life, let's just talk about you being signed, your publishing deal and all the things that came with it. Even that, even though it may not have been the sweetest thing or you wanted it to be, right? What did it expose you to? What did it teach you? What have the experiences that you have had are what some people have never even thought, the rooms you've been in, the things you've been able to do, the way that you will always be remembered.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I love what you're saying. You know what? It taught me that God can work anywhere, because I got my pub deal when I was in Mississippi. I had moved back home. My first love, I told this story before, but my first love was killed in a car accident, and I was living in Atlanta at that time, and I just was flooded with grief. Didn't even know what I was experiencing. I came back home, cut my lease from Atlanta, moved back on Mississippi, and I started writing a song a day. Sold my car. The only time my daddy don't never yell at me, but the only time I think he was disappointed was when I sold that Honda Accord. Because he had just got me that car, helped me get that car, honey. He said, why is you selling your car? But I just have to remember, like, when I look back like that, I'm like, oh, okay, God, you can really work anywhere. I don't have to be in LA. I don't have to be in New York. Like, you can really work anywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And to your point, Trent, you what you were doing earlier today, it really spoke to me. I think how you really stay in the awe of God is just giving him credit all the time and telling your story. Because I feel like sometimes we're humble people, like we don't like to brag. But I feel like when you told me how y'all got this studio today, I was like, my faith might need to, that grew my faith. I've been around a couple of
women. Because faith cometh by hearing.
You know what I'm saying? And it had me in the, come on, girl, she got a word.
I'm supposed to be with.
And I heard it, and I was like, that kind of, I think, also stirs up that awe when you are telling your story, to other people. And it reminds your story to yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And have some people that's going to help you look back on, look.
Yes.
You done been through something very similar to this before. I'm going to tell you what I've been doing lately to help me keep account. I do voice memos. I used to be a prayer writer, but I feel like sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm just kind of a little bit too overwhelmed. And so I've just gone straight to my voice memos, and I'm just talking out my problems to God, and I'm labeling them. And I think it's a way for me to just come back and look and be like, oh, girl, this is what I was praying to God about specifically on my phone, audio, and being able to hear the emotion. And I plan on, girl, as he does things throughout the year, going back and voice memoing the answer to those prayers as well. Because there's something about hearing you pray about stuff out loud, too. I think that helps. But yeah, girl, friends help you stay in the awe of God when they tell you they testimony and they're transparent enough to really let you know what they're going through.
Yeah, because I feel like people who brag, it ain't really happening. That's the difference. That's the difference between bragging and testifying.
Yeah, talk about it.
Because when I tell my story, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Bragging is trying to convince you to believe something. Yeah. The fact is, we sitting in here.
Yeah.
So this is a testimony.
Yes.
People who brag, they're doing a whole lot of talking, but it ain't a whole lot of evidence.
Yeah.
And so when I talk about God, that's evidence.
Yes.
And it's a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm evidence.
Yeah.
And so when I walk in the room, you can always, I love to say this, and I don't say this in a cocky sense or anything. I think everybody should think like this. God is in me. And so I have a responsibility as a believer to represent him. And so I have to testify about him because because I'm here, he's here. And so in what way not saying it, because I didn't tell you that today to provoke your faith to grow or anything like that, but I think we should all think about how we see the experiences that we're having and how we're talking about them, because you have a responsibility because God is in you to carry him to someone else. We should all be going tag. You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And the group text should be going crazy. Because when you were sharing your testimony for me today, what it reminded me of is what I used to tell God. I said, Lord, if you bless me with this, bless it with me so that it's a conversation starter and I can just tell people that you're the reason why I got it. And I think in social media nowadays, you see so many people. It's a place to brag. People bragging on their car they just got, their new house that they just got. And rarely do people tell the story or the source of how, things have come to be. We just show the end. Yeah. But I think when you tell a person like, girl, it was this, and it all adds up to it being a God thing. It ain't no better witness.
Yes, and it's sometimes it sucks that there's no point of reference.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, what?
I wish I could say it because I called Kirby. I wish I could say, in the time when the things are happening, you wish you had those resources that you once had, like whatever that looks like. I wish I was at that job, or I wish. But when God removes the safety nets from you, you have no choice but to trust him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like God just sometimes he laughs at us like, well, did you die? Is it better than what you thought it would be?
Right,
Okay.
right.
Are you better?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is your perspective changed? Is your mind renewed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I feel like sometimes life presents us the opportunities to level up.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just so, sometimes it's just so hard to climb.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it feels heavy. You got to think about that weight on you when you're trying to get up that ladder. You know, everything feels so heavy when you're invited to climb.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's how I see like tribulation. Like it's an opportunity to climb.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And if I climb, I will always be in awe because it wasn't even by my own strength that I was able to climb. You know what I'm saying?
Never ever was. Never
Yeah.
ever was. That's true. That's good, Trinity.
Yeah.
That's good. I love it.
What's something you survived that you didn't think you would emotionally or mentally?
What's something that I survived that I didn't think I would emotionally or mentally? Oh my goodness, girl. I'm gonna tell you something. Was so kind to me as a child. When people talk about childhood trauma, I don't know what la la land my parents had me in, but when I tell you it was la di da 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 da, like I had a really loved childhood from my aunts, my uncles, my mama, my daddy. Like my sister. I was covered in love, but I think when I get out into the world, I was a little naive. I was like, why y'all so mean? Like, what's going on? Why you think I can say what you mean? Like, so I think I had a little catching up to do to the harshness of the world. But I think grief just always has a way. I mean, we went through. We had another uncle, an aunt, a very close family friend, my grandmother. We had like 6 people. Back to back, just wiped out of our family very quickly, like died, just gone.
I'm so sorry.
And I think, thank you, sis. I don't think we're fully post that, but I think what it has taught me. We had Christmas. My sister came back home. Well, we both came back home for Christmas this year, and I think what this Christmas taught me is that God shows you how to laugh. You might not laugh the same, but he'll show you how to laugh again, Because, I mean, Christmas ain't never going to be the same without, my grandmother. It's always going to be different. But he has a way of tucking grief in a pocket where it's not, I'll cry, girl, I'll cry at the drop of a hat, where it's not at the top. When somebody immediately passes, it's a weight right here. But I think he has a way as time progresses, he'll tuck it and he'll move other things so that you feel it, right? But you laugh a little harder. You laugh a little bit more fuller. And so I think that's what he's taught me, that even in loss, and I've lost, girl, we done went through some friend breakups some man breakups, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me these people are not in my life anymore? But I think what he's taught me is that some pain, it doesn't go away, but he positions it in a way so that there's other things at the forefront of your life that makes it not so overwhelmingly unbearable. And I think this Christmas was an example of that, because it wasn't big, it wasn't lofty, but it was just enough. It was less people, but it hit deeper, and it just felt like, okay, God, you'll never take away our capacity to laugh. I don't care who you allow to transcend and go up to where you are, you'll still give us
our medicine.
Our medicine, girl. He's kind in that way, And so I think that's something that my experiences, I've learned that and I thank God that he's covered my family and my mom and dad and all of them, but my sister is still here. But he has shown me that he just ain't gonna take away your ability to laugh, baby. I'm gonna put I can't replace that same person, but he'll put those things in your life that'll help you put one foot in front of the other. So I'm old enough to know that to be true.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good. As a woman who's building a life outside of society's loud timeline.
Write the question, girl.
What has God been teaching you about wholeness?
Ooh. Trinity, girl, you should have seen me. That was, I can put that in ChatGPT. Girl, what? Wholeness, girl. What they say about that? Ooh. You know what, Trinity? I going back to my childhood, I grew up very family. Like it's always been, my mama's house was a house where it would be 6 or 7 folks that like I just never was alone. But I think because I know, I guess everything go back to marriage and babies, but a lot of my friends have progressed in that way, right? And so because that hasn't, happened for me yet, I have learned to really cultivate singleness. My sister is very good at it. I used to be the type of person, I don't want to go to movies by myself. I don't want to go to dinner by myself. Like, I really don't want to go to nail salon by myself. I'm like, who want to go with me? But God has had to teach me, like, Kirby, be okay not just holding on to people just because you don't want to say that you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so I think my wholeness comes from, first of all, accepting, being okay with saying, I'm never alone. But in the sense of how society looks at if you're partnered or not, I am one, and just what does that mean? What does this one bring to the table? How can I make sure? My mama, my mama says this all the time. I'm gonna give her credit, mama. She says, you're a wife, even when you're single. And I didn't realize it, baby.
We got the same mama.
You got the same mama.
Same kind of mama.
You got the same kind of mama. Because it's how you carry yourself. It's in your wholeness. And so I think now that I've learned that and I really embody, like, okay, Kirby, like, there was there's sometimes a thirst in the air to just, I got to have somebody with me. I got to have somebody with me. I do see that God is kind of taking that away from me and helping me to really be okay and accept that I am confident in enough by myself.
Yes.
I can think, I can do, I can travel, and you can hear the little trepidation in my voice, because I'm in the middle of trying to learn, like, what does it mean to really be whole, be one, and be okay. And so I think a lot of it is, I'm learning it in how I just walk into a room and not necessarily, and even how I dress. This last album, honey, she was real covered. I don't think I've ever been this covered.
I love it.
We was bodysuit down, going down, but I think
you were.
Girl, the pages
you
archived. You came back to
I didn't even think about
Yeah. And I think to me, a lot of that for me screamed, I want. It really sometimes is like, the body gonna eat down. We know we're fit girlies. We know we can put it on and put out. But, I think sometimes that is a cry for, like, I want to be seen.
Validated.
And so I really had to learn to, like, validate myself.
From within.
From within.
Yeah.
What do you like about you? What are your characteristics? And even the word virtue. Like, I wake up every day and I read Proverbs 31, not because I'm trying to summon a man, wherever the camera is, not because I'm trying to summon a man, because I really do like the qualities that they say that she has. And so I think working on the type of woman that I want to be, not as a means to an end, let being the wife as a character trait, let that be the end. And if there's a person that comes and compliments that, great, but I really want the character that is associated with that type of person. And so I think that's where my wholeness is now. Just trying to be it, not to attract someone else, but to be it because that's attractive to me.
That's so good. That's so good. And I was just
God made that one work, baby. I was a little lost in that one. He tied that together.
Really
He put a little bow on that one.
I was just sharing with Sarah before we started how sometimes people get caught up in being filled with their feels. And so what I mean by that is sometimes because we feel that we need this or we want this, and when that person makes us feel that way, it's misinterpreted for us to believe that they're feeling us. But the only source that can feel you is God. He's the only one who can feel you. So you can want everything because they make you feel some kind of way, but you'll still be empty.
I believe it.
You can have a whole lot of people around you. And I think that's even like when God is inviting us to know ourselves and we're sitting at that table by ourselves. That's because that brings us back to Him.
Because at the end of the day, that's what we really want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we just, the older I get, I realize I'm like, oh man. And I used to say this thing when I was really, really songwriting. I would be like, oh, just something doesn't feel like, it just doesn't feel like the way I thought it would. Something feels like it's missing. And I find that same type of thought coming into my artistry, and I think what it is, I bet you today, if God blessed me to get a Grammy, I bet you if I don't clock that what I'm really searching for is him, and that there's something in me that's always going to long for him, if I think that the higher I go is going to make me feel more whole, I think I'll always have that question. Because I don't think it'll go away if I really think earthly things, even so much so as a man and a child. I think it's an unfair pressure to put on people to feel us in a way that they don't even know where the hole is. Can't nobody see up inside there. So how he supposed to even know where to put the fill it up? Fill it up where?
And I think relationships should be something that adds to you anyway. I prayed this prayer when I was 20 because I always been a little old church mom.
What is it, girl? What is it?
But I had broken up with my high school boyfriend.
You broke up with him, I love to hear.
And I was at college. And I was like, man, I love my mama. She's been such a beautiful example, such a strong, wise woman. Every time people experience me, they experience her. So I love that.
I love it.
But Lo did not have good taste in men. And so,
really? Come on, tell mama story. Did she say you can tell?
I'm telling it. I'm telling it. She is my girl.
My girl.
But in that department, I was like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. But such a wise woman. And I just decided, like, I felt like this was something I couldn't. For the first time, I felt like dating and something like that. My mom had given me all her experiences, good and bad, embarrassed, everything in between. So I knew what not to do, but I didn't know what to do. And I just said, God, like, I don't even know how to date, what to do. I was already saved because I already had been walking with God. So that was a beautiful thing. So I knew to go to him. Yeah. And I had this mandate that I don't want to just let my goodies be out there. I'm trying to find a way to say it. Like I don't want to be that. And I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me. Because we live in this culture now where your testimony and your experience is harmful to other people.
Girl, be offensive, girl. It's like, this is my story.
Like, this is my story. And so I prayed and I just asked God, like, God, teach me how to date. Show me what to do. What does this look like? For real, I really need you to help me. Because I was like, I don't got to be married 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but I want marriage. And I don't want to, I feel like dating should be preparation for that. I don't want to waste my time. I've always been very intentional. I'm a very intentional person, yes. And my siblings or any of my older friends would tell you all my life, God has literally favored me to be intentional. I don't like wasting time. Everything needs to make sense, needs to be purposeful. And so with that in mind, the Lord literally taught me, and I was like, so what do I do? What do I do? Because it's like, what do I do? And the Holy Spirit gave me a question to ask the guys that would provoke interest in me, right?
What is a girl?
It was, what are your intentions for me?
Clear.
And it helped me to date so well.
Because that cutoff was probably so strong.
I ain't no bit. Like, this is not me bragging, okay? This is me testifying. I have never, ever been dragged by men.
Because if you're covered, you really shouldn't.
And I don't have a perfect husband. Okay, I want to be very clear. But I have a good husband. But I've never walked through relationships with somebody that had my mind going all in different directions and all this kind of carrying on. I ain't never been on the phone with nobody screaming and hollering. I ain't never been on Facebook Live screaming and hollering. And so I'm so grateful for that early wisdom. You know what I mean? And that is finding the good in everything, because I think sometimes we can look at other people's lives like, I'm ready for that, or I want that. But sometimes the case is not always the picture. The situation is not always the things. And so for whatever season you're in, whether that's singleness, whether that's being a wife and a mom, or like whatever, if you're a career woman, like whatever season you're in, you finding the good in it helps you to be grateful for where you are. That's good. Because I was like I was then for this. Because me and your mom were talking earlier, and she was talking about how when you present this kind of content, you have to be an integral person. You have to have character, right? That has to follow you.
Because if not, baby.
And then so if for whatever purpose that God got somebody else doing, they needed to live. And they needed to experience what they did. You see what I'm saying? And so I felt like I was how I was because that happened. Because I had a purpose to do this.
But see, I love what you said, that you ain't never been dragged by a man. Because if I could tell my younger self one thing, I don't know why I don't know if you remember this song. Do you remember this song that girl group had out about virginity? They was like, "You might think, but you cannot take my virginity." You remember that song?
No.
Girl, it was like Seven. Seven probably don't even want to bring this up, but
Okay.
this artist Seven, she was in this girl group, and they were talking
I
about
remember
like,
her name.
"I might let you touch me," but it was a song advocating for like purity.
Wow.
I almost promise you, I think there was Seven in that group. I'm gonna have to search it, but I think I wish that the church would teach purity in the sense of like, this is your covering. Because the moment you give yourself to a man, you are susceptible to be have lack of judgment, poor judgment. Your heart is open. The tomfoolery is just about to enter. Like it's the chaos ensues, and I really do feel like if I had been taught at that age that this is just your covering, this is so that
That's
you
so
can have
good.
discernment. This is a protector of you, so that your heart. Some of us got a heart that's more broken than it was supposed to have been.
Yes.
And I
absolutely.
realized it about myself. I said, "Oh my gosh, protect the remaining pieces. I know you can make it whole again, but don't let me be out here meeting people." People ask me why I'm not on no day naps. It's some folks in this life I'm just not supposed to meet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do believe if I'm just sitting here swiping right, I might be opening myself to somebody that in the path of just being out and maybe doing what I was purposed to do, I would have never encountered you. My boredom allowed me to encounter you.
Oh, child.
So, baby, I've been on edge before, baby. It's deleted. She's gone. She's gone. It's never again, never again. But I say all that to say, girl, it's such a sense of covering because you just, we really not supposed to be this broken down by no man. I'm not even,
That was never God's intention for us.
Never.
I wouldn't argue this, but I heard somebody say on TikTok recently
Girl.
that, like, you know how you save the best for last?
Yeah.
They said that's why God made Eve after Adam. and the women really thought about themselves in that way.
In that way. And did I say men too? Because why y'all so don't nobody want to look and feel like I know I can walk around this earth and there's about 50 other people that can say that they. I mean, there's no judgment, but y'all can go up in the comments if you want to. There is something about a man being special and set aside too.
Absolutely.
I don't want to feel like I can just run down your following list and know that she, they, whoever, knows something that special part of you that I know. So I just think there's something about men and women choosing to cover and protect our hearts so that we're not so damaged by the time that we, do find each other. Because life is going to be hard enough.
Yeah.
This relational trauma, sometimes, baby, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
But there is grace. And I thank God for that.
There is relational trauma. And one thing I want to pull out that you said is that you did not have childhood trauma. It's so funny that you said that because I was just telling a friend earlier that everybody does not have childhood trauma.
By the grace, yeah.
By the grace of God, everybody truly does not, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's so necessary for us to say that because I'll just be very transparent with you. When I first started Friend Fusion, I would always connect to my guests from that childhood broken place. Until one day I got a guest that did not have that childhood broken place. And it's like it quite literally choked me.
It stopped you in your tracks. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with that because I was like, I can't relate to it.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to have a conversation now because they're not one of the people. They're not like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good, Tran.
They're not like me, so I don't know. So the conversation is quick. I felt embarrassed. To this day, I don't like to see that one. But
that's good though. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
But being able to sit with you and talk with you shows my growth.
Yeah, girl, come on.
How beautiful it is to be able to embrace and connect with people who are in different spaces than you, or have grown up differently than you, or just don't share the same experience as you. I think that's where real growth and development lies.
Yeah, girl.
When you can connect with people who may not have been praying at 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Doing like whatever else. And you may have been like sitting in the dark, but you sitting in the dark because your life was off, because your dad was like whatever. But you know your dad to be a provider, always there, all these things. I feel like so many times we allow people who don't share the same space as us, we allow ourselves to be intimidated by it to the point where we can't make the connection fully. And so now sitting at the table is not by choice, it's by forced almost, because you can't even, make room for the right thing. So I want you to talk to me about how you've learned, even in this space of isolation and all the things, how are you learning to make room for the right things and the right people?
That's good, Trent. I'm a stick my toe right on that childhood trauma because you said a lot there. I think the only reason that I really didn't experience it is because my mother had enough of it, and I think she radically decided that this will not be this. And so I would say this to say to you, and you're mothering probably from the same space that your child gonna have a sibling.
Absolutely.
They gonna be able to say, I had no trauma.
No trauma.
No trauma. You know? And so I think that's just a beautiful thing, and I appreciate you being vulnerable there. But God has had to teach me to just, Kirby, discernment can lean into judgment. We discerning people. Sometimes we get a little uncomfortable, talking about sitting with different people at the table. Sometimes we discern and we're like, oh, this person is different than, this, da, da, da. And I have really had to learn in life, just be open. You were telling me a story about how somebody who ministered to you, they was atheist. Now at first,
One of my closest friends.
I'm gonna listen to you for, girl. You be telling the Holy Spirit speaking to you.
And he be talking to her all the time.
Baby. Let God use who he want to use.
Yes.
Let God. And I think that just boils down to what's happening in the world. Like, we as believers of Jesus Christ, we can't get so uppity and tell God who he ain't going to speak to and through. We can't box in God. There is not I was listening to something earlier today, and this lady was talking about how Philippians 4 is like a formula for prayer. But I just feel like we can't, even when God gives us the instructions of how he does things, God still can do it the way that he wants to do it, and he can speak to who he wants to speak to. So who am I to say, I have my standards, I have my boundaries, but I can't judge who else, sits on this couch and whoever he allows to be at the table. So I think my thing is just trying to always be open, because there's always some place that we can connect to. It might not be the childhood trauma.
Right.
It might be our sisterly, but it might be something positive. But we at least have to, I'll say for myself, I at least have to allow myself to be open and be present and go. Because I think for me, sometimes I'd be like, I don't want to go. I ain't finna go nowhere. It's like, Kirby, get your tail up and go. Drive to Jackson.
You got to do this.
We're not doing it over Zoom.
Yes.
Go to Jackson.
Yeah.
Go into those rooms. How you expect me to show up and move, and you won't get up out the house?
That's so good.
Now, he can do it with the Amazon driver. He can do a lot of things through the house, too.
He can.
But sometimes it requires us to get up.
I just truly believe you can't get a miracle without moving.
Oh, that's good.
It's not possible. And you look in scripture.
That was good.
People who experience real miracles, tangible miracles, they're moving.
They're moving.
They're not sitting.
That's the word.
And I think a lot of people, because we start experiencing some sense of grief, whether that's somebody actually passed away or a relationship that we've lost, an environment that we've lost. Sometimes we just sit in it so long that we let it paralyze us. But I believe that you can mourn and keep moving.
That's real.
And
that's good, Trent.
A lot of us aren't really experiencing the miracles that God would have for us to experience because we won't come out.
We won't come out, girl. You
gotta come out. You gotta come out,
girl.
And I know a lot of women we want the safety net so bad. Like, we just do not.
We love it, girl.
We cannot imagine. Some people would settle. I'm saying this because I hear it. Like, some people would just settle. I'm just gonna let him cheat, do whatever he want to do, because I don't gotta worry about nothing.
You're not worried, girl.
A lot of people live like that. But your life is only as good as you think it can be.
As you think. As you think.
So if you think that's the best it's gonna get,
girl, that's it.
That's the best it's gonna get.
That's the best.
And that's why other people's lives can shock you, because your life is as good as you think it can be.
Girl, I wasn't thinking big enough.
You weren't thinking big enough.
Let me tell you something. To your point, I was talking to a friend girl of mine. We was talking about cars, and I was talking about she watch your pod, so she gonna crack her listen to this. And we was talking about cars, and I said, girl, they stopped making a G-Wagon. She said, you must be about to get one. I said, no, girl, I ain't about to get a G-Wagon. I said, well, what are you? She said, I already got one. I said, you know what? I got to think a little bit bigger. And I think there's two when you experience something like that. When you experience elevation of others around you, you have two options. You can get jealous. You can say, well, God, or or you can really say, oh my God, Lord. Talk to them, especially because she's a Christian. And she said, I just don't believe God ever allowed me to see something, really desire something that I really can't get.
It's a glimpse.
It's a glimpse. Why would he let me get this close to it and I can't have it?
Because I've been like, everything that we experience
Girl,
is quite literally a glimpse.
And it's quick, Trend.
Yes.
It's very quick.
He wants you he wants you to access this. He wants you to take up territory. He wants you to own land. He wouldn't even allow you to film in a field if you couldn't own land.
If I couldn't own it. There's a book called The Jewish Phenomenon, and it talks about how in Jewish culture, how poverty is just, there's no virtue in that. I can't bless anybody if I can't be generous. And so we should be very uncomfortable. And I'm not just speaking prosperity for the sense of just to speak it, but it's uncomfortable for me to think of me not having, because I can't help. There's so much more that I can do when I can be generous.
Yes.
You know, and so I going back to my friend, I said, oh my gosh, Lord, I like being around people that are going to credit you for their blessings, because it inspires me to think bigger. It
inspires me to see you different.
Yeah.
That's why we have to testify.
We have to. Like you said, to keep that all up, girl. Yeah. Tell people, and when you're telling them, make sure you're crediting God.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just an opportunity. If he ever get me on the gram.
Your friends have a way of reminding you that you don't have to stay where you are. Because your life is quite literally as big as you think it could be. Your life is, the outcome of your life is right now is quite literally a reflection of what you think. What do you want? What you gonna do to execute it? If you, whatever that is, I just really feel like friendship is so important, and we could pivot here a little bit. But I feel like friendship is so important because when you do friendship the right way, the godly way, it reminds you that you're not thinking big enough. The people around you should constantly remind you, be a mirror to you to think bigger, to do, not necessarily to do more, but to do things right.
Better. Yeah. And that don't have to be material things.
No, I was just about to say that. And it's not even
material.
Just those, it's like being integral, being accountable.
Yes, God.
You know?
Yeah.
And
it ain't always about a bigger house, bigger stuff. It just could be, I didn't think I was deserving of that. Like, I can think this way. I have a friend of mine. He is an optimist, girl. I said, and I asked him the other day, I said, were you born this way, baby? Because it just seemed like you are the glass is not only half full, baby. There's also another half full glass on the way. Like, how did you become this way? And I think for me, just being around somebody like that, it's like, oh, Kirby, that's possible for you. Just waking up and having a positive mindset, you know. It's just, you got to be careful about who you choose to be a friend, baby. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Be careful about who you choose.
Bad company corrupts good morals.
Good moral character.
It's so important. I was just thinking.
Yes. What?
I was sharing the content I did with Sarah before we were getting on set. And I was like, sometimes people can't be a good friend. Not because they don't want to be a good friend, but because being a bad friend is normal to them. And I say that because it's the way they were raised. They've always seen people lack integrity. They've always seen people talk about their friends behind their backs. They've always seen people do things in relationally that just were not healthy, and so it's normal, and they expect you to accept it because everybody else has accepted it. So if you don't connect with people who share the same values as you, friendship was always going to be complicated. But when you connect with people who share the same values as you, like me and you, just like, oh, we got the same mama, because your mama told you, and so it started to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be with people almost, even though your upbringing is different, you were raised by that same kind of, those same kind of spirits, those like-minded, kindred.
You have to.
Yeah, that's really, really important.
And I think that's I've always loved, I guess it's because of Joan and on Girlfriends, I've just always wanted this, my girlfriends, like I just love that idea, right? But I don't think I've always been choosing from a place of value. We were either, compatible because of our careers, we were compatible maybe because of like, okay, girl, you're out here dating, I'm out here dating, but like when it's almost as if I was choosing from a place of, I don't know, I got to actually dig and ask God what I was choosing from, but I think I'm learning now that you have to scratch all that surface stuff. Scratch all that, oh, your hair curly, my hair curly. Oh, you like you this cute type of, you vegan too? Oh, girl, I like how you dress. I don't care nothing about what you dress. Nothing about what you drive. It really, truly boils down to character and value. When my grandmother got sick, And my grandmother was a very popular lady, honey. Somebody was always gonna be at the house. Somebody was always calling. Like she had.
That's why your
friends.
soul's so old.
Girl, I got old soul. That's all what it is, girl. I don't know. But to that point, when she had dementia in her last days, them friends, when she could no longer entertain, when she wasn't the fun person, they just didn't stick around. And I think because of what really connected them was activity. It was, whatever was going on in the community locally, but not necessarily at your core when you can't even speak anymore. I just want to sit beside you and be there. It just the heart
connection.
The heart connection. And you can't force those. You can't pledge those. Heart connection, something that's just God divinely placing those people into your life, and you have the wisdom to choose them. Because sometimes I think they're there, and sometimes we just choose to not choose them for whatever reason that is. Yeah, but yeah, you got to have the wisdom to choose people that have that type of same heart as you.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you have avoided choosing the right friends? Like they might be potentially a good friend for you, but you kind of like stray away from the connection?
I think I got to pray on what that is, because I think even when I was a kid, girl, I got in trouble in high school, and this is why y'all will never see me in trouble again. I brought alcohol to high school, girl, because I wanted to be a real cool little kid, and I was hanging out with some little girls that I had to be home by 9:30. They probably could be home at 10:30. I was just mad, just be like, "Mama, midnight girl." I was like, "Mama, you are ruining my life. I can't never go nowhere. I can't have no fun." Like I was just girl. So I said, I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna get some liquor and bring to school, honey. They brought me to anywhere but jail. It was just terrible. I had to go to detention for 6 months.
Wow.
Now I say all that to say, that's why I ain't never been in no trouble since. I say all that to say, I just at that time I was always choosing from a place of that table. I want the fun table. I want people around my table. I want people that it might not be the little choir girl that's doing the work and now she's somewhere like it paid off for her. I was choosing people from a place of what I felt like I didn't have. I was always a smart kid. I was always disciplined. But if I was from a structured home, so it's like if I don't feel like I'm doing all the fun stuff, well, let me choose the fun folks. And so I think I haven't chosen from what I do have, which is the values and stuff that my family has instilled for me. It's always been from a place of, oh, well, if I don't have this and you have that, well, okay, let's be friends. And I think sometimes it's led me to look over those who really had that character and integrity, and honestly, just the belief system that would pass the test of time, because those friendships, they just never lasted.
Yeah, a lot of us have transactional relationships and think it's a friendship.
Yeah,
because,
talk about it.
Like you said, like, oh, you got this and I got this, and so we can like be a benefit to one
It
another.
look good.
It looks good.
It looks good.
But it's not necessary. And I'm making space for transactional relationships too.
What? Wait, what?
I ain't got the capacity to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
But I don't mean I can't be a resource to you and you can't be one to me. I'm at that.
As long as it's clear.
I've made it to that level of maturity now where I can separate those things. Even if people can't, I know exactly what it is. And I can be friendly without necessarily committing to the friend role.
Now, do you have to communicate to the other person that or do they?
I think my lack of effort communicates that.
Ooh.
I'm really committed to my friends.
See, when I watch your pod, girl, I'm a follower, because I'm a low maintenance friend. I know that goes up and down on the debate system. I'm not the friend that you can FaceTime me in the middle of the day and she's gonna pick up. My best friend out there right now. We've had plenty of arguments. I said, girl, this is not a reflection of my love. It's a reflection of my commitment to my limited attention span. But I admire people like yourself who are able to communicate your standard for friendship and maintain those friendships with people. But I would say for me, it's been quite hard. But the transactional thing, I'm curious, how do you navigate that? And if a person, does the other person know this is a transactional friendship? But you said they do know because of lack.
I think they know. I think because it's no hard feelings, there's nothing going on, but I come to people, if I need you for something, I come to you for something.
Clearly.
I don't try to come to you acting like I want you so I can get what I want. No, I come to you for what I want. And so, because I move like that, I know when people are moving, like they acting like they want me, but they just want access to the studio.
And that's when it becomes manipulation.
That's when
you know
it
what I'm
becomes
saying? Don't do that. Come clear. Be
Yeah.
clear in your intention.
And
That goes back to what you said. You said I've always been an intentional person.
I'm a very
so if I'm
intentional
trying to be
person.
your friend, you will see that clearly.
You will see that clearly. Yeah.
I'm gonna take that.
And I'm always friendly.
Yeah.
But I'm not always everybody's friend, and I'm okay with it.
What's the difference between how you treat what's a trend is your friend? Like, give me one of the
I'm
examples.
invested.
Really? Daily, girl.
Not daily.
Yeah,
I'm just invested.
Yeah.
I feel like no, I'm not. I don't have the capacity to be daily.
Yeah.
But I feel like the people that I call friend, they know they can rely on me.
Yeah.
They know I will inconvenience myself for them.
Yeah, that's good.
They know that I will, if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up, and whatever you need, like however I need to show up for you, I'm going to show up for you, because my friendships to me are assignments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So I have a role to fulfill in your life that I'm going to make sure that I fulfill.
Yeah.
Prayerfully, it's a lifetime, but if it's not, baby, if we go in different directions, this impact gonna be stamped. Because I love you, you're gonna know I love you. That's just kind of how it is.
That's good.
Other than that,
I love that.
I'm just not invested. I try not to. I think we just overcomplicate friendship. I don't invest. I just don't. Investment is, let's go hang out, let's go do this, and let's take a trip together. All of that is called investment. And you can have people who will get busy with you. They'll do things with you, but they won't be for you. And
that's the difference.
Babe, I'm 35. I don't want to be busy with people.
Yeah.
Like,
that's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
real. If we could do a work trip, we can catch a coffee, we can catch up, but I'm okay with like occasional connections, transactional connections, and I'm just fine with it. But I know who my core people are. I know who's invested in me, and I know who I'm invested in. And so that's what makes my friendships distinguished from people I'm just connected to.
I'm gonna take that away. I like that, because I feel like us as Southern women, we nice to everybody.
Yeah.
It take a lot for us to be mean, but you really gotta do something. I mean, you really gotta do something. But I think for me, it's so clear, it's so good to have discernment between people that you're just being busy with and activities with.
Yes.
The difference between that and then people that you're really like, we're investing in life and depth and just a mutual exchange.
I had to learn that as a Southern person, because I'm just friendly.
Be friendly, girl.
And sometimes people are just mirroring what you are. You're kind, you're generous, you show up, and so they'll do those things because it's the kind of person you are, but it doesn't make them a friend to you.
Yeah.
And you can be invested in a place where there's absolutely no return.
No return, girl.
Because they were just being kind because you were kind. They don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So you could be invested in places where there's absolutely no return. And there will be moments in our lives where there's quote unquote no return.
Yeah, but not in perpetuity, baby.
Yeah, but so you just gotta be mindful that just because people are friendly with you, it doesn't necessarily make them a friend to you.
That's
and you
good.
know that from people's effort and the way that they show up and the things that they do.
That's good.
But in all things,
you
understand that.
You understand it. But that's good, because we have to evaluate, and I think that is a takeaway from what you just said as well. Really sitting down and with yourself and being like, okay, what do I receive from this? What am I giving? And what is this person actively giving back? And it doesn't have to be the same, because we all have different capacities.
Absolutely.
But I think we know when someone is genuinely trying to give their best. And if I say, in my case, I'm not the FaceTime friend, but text me and tell me, Kirby, my mama is something's going on, and see if I don't call you in the next 30 seconds, because that's my value system. You ain't gonna be able to tell me that you're hurting and I not stop what I do for me to be there for you. That don't mean that I can laugh on the phone in the middle of a Thursday. Just because my life ain't set up that way anymore. Yeah. But my love, my love is gonna be for you. And I've learned the hard way that, some people, they just not set up that way, and I'm just not the best for them. If I can't be both, if I can't laugh and do this and answer the phone when you need, and show, if I can't do that, then if that makes me a not good enough friend for you, then I'm okay.
I accept that.
I accept that. I truly accept that.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
You have been in a learning season.
Oh, child.
Right? And you mentioned how you have navigated loss in relationships over this last year. What has that loss in relationships, what's been the greatest lesson?
It didn't kill you?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was some people I really did not want to see them go.
Mm-hmm.
It was some people I really did not want to see them go. And I'm not talking about passing grief, but just people that, still walking this earth.
Mm-hmm.
I think I believe I heard the Holy Spirit say this to me the other day, is that I allowed you to lose people early in your life, through the actual death, because it should strengthen you to be able to let people go when they're trying to walk away. But in my case, I always was like, I know what it feels like to want to call somebody and they literally can't answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to block you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what it feels like to want to call somebody and they're not here. So why would you be on this earth and me put up such a strong enough barrier so that we can't communicate? That, it's why make it so, cut and dry? But I recently am learning that I had those death experiences so that I can know that, hey, when somebody is choosing to be healthy, live and walk on this earth and not be kind to you and not be loving to you, why are you still trying to hold on? If I allowed you that you had to learn the hard way to let somebody really go, because they gone, then somebody that's on this earth that's really continually treating you like they don't want to be around you, Kirby, why are you still holding on? And when I tell you I've been a holder up until fourth quarter last year, a holder, but I really had to realize that if a person wants to walk away, let them go.
Because if you don't let them walk away, they're going to drag.
Girl. Matter of fact, and baby, I was
because you holding on to them and they keep moving.
Girl, and they keep
They don't care if they walk, if they can beat the traffic,
baby,
and you right behind them holding on to them, you gonna get that 18-wheeler gonna take you out.
And I'm just la-di-da-di-da-da, holding on by a thread.
Yes.
I said, girl, I have got to learn to let people know and send them away with a thank you card.
Congratulations.
Congrats, because God gonna bless you and me at the same time.
No, I'm saying congratulations to you.
Oh, well, thank you. I received that.
Some people never arrive. Some people never arrive to that place and think they need to hold on to everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm really, really proud of you because
thank you, sis.
That's a beautiful milestone. Like. Don't sleep on yourself about that. Like that's something to really be proud of.
I received
some people hold on
forever until and then the person be gone on, girl.
Yes.
And gone to the other side, and we still got questions. Yeah. It's just not fair. And I've seen people's experiences and relationships, and then seen that person live long enough to pass and not change. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah. So you mean to tell me folks can really hold on to the point the person don't change. Some folks do not.
And you hit me when you said it's not fair, because you know what? If they can live without you, you can live without them.
It's possible.
Why is you over here and they just
girl? It don't add up. Now
why?
It don't
continue.
It don't add up, girl. Cry, but continue. Move.
Yeah.
What you say? Your miracle? You can't receive a miracle without moving.
You can't get a miracle without moving. Yeah. And sometimes when you when you're ready to be whole, the little broken pieces that you need to become whole again comes when you start moving.
Yeah.
And you ain't even got to go. Listen, thing. Ooh.
All right.
You ain't even got to. See, the thing is, you don't got to go get the pieces.
Yeah.
Because you're moving, the pieces come by.
Yeah.
Then that hole you talking about, because you're moving in the direction you're supposed to go.
I see it.
All the puzzle pieces just start to come to you,
girl.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to start I use my imagination.
Yeah.
So for every hole, may God fill it.
May He
fill it. For every deficit,
yeah,
may He send the relationships to the point where I'm at a surplus.
Yeah.
That I'm always at abundance of what I need, because I feel like that is what God really wants for us. Everything that looks like lack, everything that looks like doubt, everything that looks like brokenness, God uses it, but it's not His plan.
Yeah.
He
That's good.
That's not His plan for you.
He's that good, huh? He can use it, but it's not His
plan. We got to go back to what were you thinking when you started crafting Kirby? When you thought Kirby, and it makes so much sense when you say you feel like you experienced loss early on, so that when you experience these things, because think about a person in the industry, being rejected and experiencing loss is very normal. You could be important 5 minutes, and then the next minute you're not important. Eric Campbell was explaining to me, like, being on the red carpet is so humbling because the moment they see a bigger star, they just walk away from you. They just, you know what I'm saying?
Girl.
And so God has prepared you for the purpose He has for you.
Yeah, that's good.
And if I experience something like that, I'd probably be,
girl, no, you be fine.
Look what God has prepared me for, the purpose He has for me.
Walk,
And then look at our purposes aligning. I love that fire, girl. Look at that fire on me, girl.
And she touched me with the left hand, y'all. So you already know the rock is here to me. The rock is here. Let me give you my left hand, girl.
I'm so tickled. Okay, Brandon keeps telling me it's time to wrap. But before we do, Kirby desires marriage. Kirby desires family. Right?
If it be the Lord's will, God's will.
If it be God's will.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But is that what your heart's desire?
It is my heart's desire. But I just like you just said, like there's some brokenness that we didn't have to have. I really just want His plan. I've learned that marriage is not a flex. It really is to build the kingdom. And if He can trust me to build a kingdom,
Can you say that marriage is to
it's to build a kingdom.
It's to build a kingdom.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it. This ain't no Kojic couch. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's such a holy couch.
Marriage is to build the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of His love, unconditional love. Not stupid. I want to be very clear. But His unconditional, unwavering love. And I'm so glad you said that. And I pray that's what God gives you.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah, I believe that for you. I love that you haven't settled. Because you could have.
I am. Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
And that's to every single friend watching. Like, I'm really proud of you because you didn't settle.
Lift us, girl.
And you walked away after years of being committed and invested in this relationship. That's a big deal. Because we got mamas and we got grandmas and we got aunties who believe it's a flex that they always stayed. But look at you. You decided there's more for me. I desire more for myself. I love myself. And because I love myself, I ain't going to let nobody else love me any kind of way.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm really, really excited for what's about to happen for you.
I am too. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I think God has done something really particular with this year. He's blessed me to be around women who are walking in things, some things that I prayed for. And it's being next to them has just excited my faith, because I said, God, it's a faith issue. You know, what I'm not having right now, it's not because you don't have the capacity. It's my belief is being challenged. And you ain't up and down like these social media numbers. You're not algorithm guy. You're steady. You're steady. And I got to just keep my eyes on Him. So I'm just so grateful that I've been able to be in your space and just be around you.